May 6th, and how Social Security must act according to this letter right here that was sent over to the Social Security Acting Commissioner by over 100 lawmakers. They're demanding answers by May 6th, and I'm going to share with you exactly what this letter says. In fact, in just a minute here, I will pop up this letter on the screen so you can read exactly what they're calling on the Social Security Acting Commissioner to do and only giving him days to act on this. So, it's an interesting time right now, and these lawmakers are getting very, very upset with all of these different changes and announcements out of the Social Security Administration. In fact, just the other day, I was out in a separate video talking about a different letter that was submitted to the Social Security Administration, again, by a bunch of lawmakers, demanding action and answers out of, again, the Social Security Acting Commissioner. However, this is a totally different letter, and they're going after him again. Seriously, these lawmakers are having an absolute fit right now with everything that's going on, but it is, a little bit interesting because we also want to have that transparency within Social Security to understand what is really going on. We're getting all these different press releases, which, by the way, I'm bringing you the details in live streams and in videos of the different press releases that have been announced, so you're very aware of what those are. I've talked about them many times. We've seen a ton of press releases so far this year, but this is another interesting one, and they're following up to a press release that actually came out at the end of March, and that actually clarified it out of Social Security, but yeah, interesting. Anyway, let's pop this letter up right here, right now on the screen. This is the letter, and you can follow along or just kind of read through the details. But remember back about, I don't know, in the middle of March or so, we had these claims that came out. Social Security is closing 40 some odd field offices. Well, then on March 27th, Social Security came out with a press release, and they said, correcting the record on this claim of all these offices being closed, and they said, we have not closed a single field office, and we're not planning to close any field offices this year. Well, that was contradicting what we heard in the mainstream media and all these people talking about, they're closing all these field offices, and it's going to impact all these beneficiaries. Well, then Social Security at the end of March came out and said, we're not doing that. We're maybe closing like a hearing room or something like that at some specific locations, just basically because it's not used, hasn't been used in many years, and we're just going to just, relieve that, and we're not going to have that as a hearing room anymore. We're just not going to pay the rent on it anymore, right? So anyway, they basically said, no, we're not closing any field offices. Well, then, just the other day, lawmakers came together with this letter here, or as you see there, and they have this list of all these different field offices, as you probably noticed there in the letter, and they're saying, are you going to be closing all these field offices? And can you indicate which ones you will be closing? Well, then at the bottom of the letter, they also signed it. By the way, over 100 lawmakers have signed this letter. But basically, they're giving the Social Security Acting Commissioner until May 6th to respond to this. Okay, well, here's the thing I'm going to point out really quickly. There's no law, there's no rule that says that the Social Security Acting Commissioner actually needs to respond. He could say, pound sand, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? He could literally say nothing. He does not need to respond to their requests. Just because they request something out of the commissioner and Social Security as a whole, he doesn't have to do anything. Absolutely nothing. He does not need to respond to it. But in just a matter of days here, I guess we will get some answers here to see, does he respond and what's going on with this. So anyway, they popped up that list of all the different field offices there, and they're saying, hey, just give us a list here. Which ones are you closing? And kind of clarify all this, right? And then in the letter also, they say that, something about 170 some odd thousand people visit these field offices, regularly. It's a lot of people that rely on them. And then also, obviously, with the different changes that they announced in March, originally there were going to be a lot more people, like a ton of people extra, foot traffic that were going to be visiting field offices, but then they walked that back, with the different changes. So that's not really going to be a thing anymore. But either way, a lot of people still visit field offices to get their assistance, right? So anyway, this is the letter. I find it to be a little bit interesting and a little bit fascinating to watch this whole thing play out, because these lawmakers are just having just really upset with all this stuff that's going on. And again, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm not saying that what's going on within Social Security is good or bad. I'm just saying this is the reality of the situation, and we just need to continue watching all of it. And again, there's so many different headlines that are out there suggesting, all these really bad things are happening. But if you really look at the details of it, some of it's really blown out of proportion, right? So we've talked about that before in other videos, and we just have to look at the facts, right? So, and again, I'm not saying that some bad things haven't come out yet. I'm 100% agree with that. Some bad things have been announced this year out of Social Security, the press releases. There's been a couple really bad announcements that are not good for the beneficiaries, right? So anyway, I'll continue to keep you posted on this. Now, let me say something else. If you need any assistance with your Medicare, whether it's your initial enrollment into Medicare, whether it's help with Medicare supplements, Medigap plans, Medicare Part D, Medicare Advantage, whatever it happens to be, please, you see this phone number right over here? Seriously, that right there, that phone number is by far your best resource with this transition or any help that you need with your Medicare. This is the team of trusted advisors, the partners here on the channel, Chapter. They're helping tons of you here in this community, which, by the way, nearly 2,000 of you here in this community have already reached out to them. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you, I've seen the comments rolling in, have saved a ton of money, which, by the way, the average savings is $1,100 for the average senior that is working with them. Obviously, no guarantees, but that is the average savings, okay? Anyway, here's what they're doing. They have access to over 20,000 plans across the country. They're working diligently every single day to help seniors navigate Medicare, find the best plan at the best price with the best coverages for you and your personal needs in your local area. What I mean by that is searching through all the plans to find the doctors you want to see, the providers you want to see, the offices or the clinics you want to visit, the networks you want to be within, the coverages that you need, including the prescription coverages, or if you need them at all, right? If you need them, great. If you don't, that's great too. They can find you options. But there are so many plan options out there. You can certainly do it on your own if you want to, but they are helping 100% for free for those of you here in this community, again, with this exclusive phone number right here, that exclusive phone number right there, those individuals, they will help you completely for free navigate all of this and to find the best options for you. So again, you can hack it out yourself if you want to, but if you want to save yourself a ton of time, a ton of frustration, a lot of confusion, and the risk of potentially getting the wrong plan, please work with them right here, phone number right there. Give them a call, take a picture, take a screenshot, write it down, whatever you've got to do. Give them a call. They're waiting on standby to talk to you, and they will help you through this. And here's the thing too, let them do all the grunt work for you. Let somebody else do the work. They're extremely helpful, very knowledgeable, and I think you'll be very impressed with how incredibly nice they are to help you through all of this. It can be a mess, right? I think we all recognize that it can be an absolute mess trying to navigate Medicare on your own. Anyway, it's a great resource, and just want to provide that to you, okay? So anyway, give them a call and see what they can find for you. Seriously, a simple 5, 10, 15, maybe 20-minute phone call could possibly get you significantly better coverages and possibly save you a ton of money that you don't even realize that you're already paying, or that you realize you could be saving. You don't even know it yet. So anyway, you get the point. Otherwise, let me ask you a huge favor. Who do you know? Think of a few people, 1, 2, 3, 4 people that you know, friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, co-workers, parents maybe, that are in this situation. They need this assistance. Please share that phone number with them. Have them call. They'll be extremely appreciative of you for sharing the information and saving them a huge headache and a bunch of time as well. Again, let somebody else do the grunt work for you. Please don't try to do this yourself. I like somebody else doing work for me. I mean, why not? Especially when it's free. That's awesome. I love free. It's my favorite price in the whole world, right? Anyway, also, if you're new here, if you have not done so yet, please consider subscribing. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Otherwise, check out the well over 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand-selected for you down below in the description or popping up on your screen here in just a second. You'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, until next time, please have a nice day. Thanks so much for joining me. Really appreciate it. And I'll catch you again later in the next